Hello, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Today, trying out Tempered Steel in Historic, getting ready for Historic Anthology 5 coming out in just a few days. Before I talk about the deck and all of that, the usual YouTube stuff, like, comment, and subscribe if you can. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And all the information about the deck list and timestamps are in the description as usual. So, we get 2 sweet cards in just 2 days. I am filming this on Tuesday. I'll put this out sometime before Historic Anthology 5 comes out. In Historic Anthology 5, we are getting Court Homunculus and Vault Scourge. Both of these are artifact creatures that effectively are both going to be costing us 1. Court Homunculus is going to get +1/+1 as long as we control another artifact. In this deck, we will. And Vault Scourge is 1 and a black Phyrexian mana. Phyrexian mana means we can either pay black mana for it or 2 life. You better believe we are paying 2 life pretty much every single time we cast out this card. And then the Vault Scourge comes with flying and lifelink. Now, why is this important? Well, Tempered Steel, a card you might not be familiar with, is a sweet enchantment 1 and a white. Artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. How sweet is this card when we play out a whole bunch of 1 and 2 CMC artifact creatures, and then on turn 3, slam down the steel, give everything +2/+2, and just beat down our opponent's faces. That is the main idea behind the deck. So, what else is in the deck? Well, it's a whole bunch of cheap artifact creatures. We got our Ginger Brute, Unblockable Hasty Boy, Bomac Courier, Haste, might refill our hand. Ornithopter goes out on turn 1 for free. Hope of Giraffer. It does have a cool ability. Mostly we want it as a flying 1/1 for 1. Inquisitive Puppet. Probably one of the cards that'll get cut for the Homunculus or the Vault Scourge, but for now, it's in the deck. Scrap Heap Scrounger, one of the best artifacts in the deck. It is a 3/2 by itself, and then it goes up to a 5/4. That's pretty sweet. On top of that is some great recursion. Stonecoil Serpent, another great card in the deck. We can play this even for 0 if we have a Tempered Steel on the board. It comes out as a 0/0, but it'll immediately get buffed up to 2/2. Now, of course, if the opponent kills our Tempered Steel when we have a 0/0 Stonecoil Serpent on the field, it's going to die. But hey, that's the risk you run. Still, pretty great, pretty powerful. I threw an animation module because I wanted to see how it works. We do put a lot of +1/+1 counters on our creatures, so hey, we might be able to make a bunch of servos by paying 1. See how that works out in testing. All that glitters, really great synergy. It says creatures, the enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact or enchantment you control. Wow, this thing's going to be getting +6, +7. You know, who knows how much it can grow. And then the last card that is very important, probably equally as important as Tempered Steel to this deck, is Steel Overseer. It is a construct for 2/1. It's a 1/1, and it has an ability that says tap, put a +1/+1 counter on each artifact creature you control. If we have a Steel Overseer out, we have 3 or 4 artifacts, and we attack, we can tap the Steel Overseer, put +1/+1 counters on all these things, and it just gets out of control. Added that with the animation module, suddenly we're just going super wide, and then when we land our Tempered Steel, everything's going to be huge. So, I don't know how good this configuration of the deck is going to work out. I kind of just tossed it together, and I'm just making this video because I want to get used to this deck, because I know it's one of the first decks that I'm going to want to build when Historic Anthology comes out in just a few days. So, jump into a few games, see how it runs. See you over there. All right. Trying some Tempered Steel in Historic Best of 1. Opening hand looks all right. Sure. Keep that. Ooh. Alright, let's lead on the Blinkmoth Nexus, get in with the Bomac Courier. Blinkmoth Nexus is actually a card from Historic Anthology 4 that I didn't mention in the intro that is quite important in this deck. It is a land that taps for colorless, and then it has an ability for 1 that turns it into an artifact creature with flying. It is very relevant as the game goes on. Let's throw out another Blinkmoth. Let's go out with 2 creatures, and then next turn, maybe we can get our Steel Overseer down and start pumping up the team. A little crazy that the opponent is playing. You know, it's not really artifact removal, but it kind of is. Angrass Rampage is a really neat card that you just don't really see too much. They weren't able to kill our Stonecoil Serpent, so that's pretty neat. So let's keep going with this. Unfortunately, the big downside of Steel Overseer is that it does come in with Summoning Sickness, of course, and it needs to tap to do its ability. So we gotta hope that it stays on the board for at least one turn. And if it does, then things go really, really well for us. The opponent is woke up this morning, decided they want to hurt somebody. Playing all the angry cards. Alright. Well, all that glitters is pretty nutty. Let's do that plan. So Steel Overseer out. All that glitters onto the Stonecoil Serpent. It becomes a 4/4. We attack in with Trample. Opponent is down to 2 cards, and then next turn, this all that glitters is going to really do some crazy stuff. Even one little cool thing is we can actually turn on the Blinkmoth Nexuses to pump the all that glitters even more. Rankle, sure. Gonna be a little annoying because they'll be able to make us sacrifice our Steel Overseer, and they'll only have to sacrifice their Cauldron Familiar. But I think we gotta trick up our sleeve for the next turn. Yeah. Sure. Bomat Courier, fine by me. Yes, let's turn on one. I gotta make sure it taps properly. So we'll turn on one of these. Attacking for 7. And now the opponent needs a huge draw. Rankle is of no consequence. We can actually use the Blinkmoth Nexus to turn itself on. We can tap it for 1 and then pay that 1 mana to make it a creature. Opponent is hovering over the Castle Lock Lane, so they're drawing. They're down to 1 land though. So a little bit desperation mode. Not good enough. Not a great card. Good game, yeah. Okay, opponent didn't want to even make me think about what I was going to do. Cool, we get 1. Let's go on to match 2. All right, more Tempered Steel. I think I was in the middle of asking, have you run into anybody playing Tempered Steel decks? I think, well, we'll talk about that in a second. Opening hand is almost perfect. If this puppet were a land, I think we would be keeping it, but I have to throw it back. And this hand looks a lot better. So we'll throw back a Bomat Courier. And yeah, let's lead out in the Courier. Unfortunately with this deck, it's playing 2 cards, Steel Overseer and Tempered Steel. Both of them are rares, and they are very, very narrow rares. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why you don't actually see this deck quite often. Oof. Okay. I don't like that. So I think what I'm going to do is go out with the Stonecoil Serpent, pay 2, play out the Ornithopter, and then hope next turn we find a white source to get this Tempered Steel out. But yeah, this deck I think is going to be super powerful, or at least super fun, at the very least. And maybe people will be more incentivized to craft it now that we're getting better support for the deck with Historic Anthology 5. Still, I think people might be a little bit hesitant to craft these cards because this is 8 rares that could be used to craft, for example, Soulscar Mages, a card that goes into a lot more decks than what these cards go into. So opponent gets in for 2, and that's it. And wow, we find it. And now I don't know what the opponent does. Maybe they kill our steel. Oh, they don't even kill that. Okay, let's go. Bomat Courier, still vulnerable, but these 2 being F4 is quite nice. And next turn we can actually turn on the Blinkmoth Nexus, make it a 3/3, and swing even harder. Sprite Dragon, not going to help you. Not going to help you. What a draw. What a draw. All right. Let's go. Let's go, team. Even if they have a shock or something here, it's going to be real tricky for them. Wizard's Lightning, probably the best card they could draw. Okay. Infuriate's neat. Infuriate. Still, they're trading with the Bomat Courier. And they'll have a Blink Mouth Nexus next turn that's going to be a 5/5. They're going to lose their Sprite Dragon. Wow, this feels good. Sure, we lost 3 cards, but what does that matter? Desperate, expressive iteration for the opponent. And yes. Oh, this is going to be a fast video. This deck is either going to come out super hot and win or just crumble. Next one. All right, match 3 with Tempered Steel. Okay, so far hands have been all right. We mulliganed a few times, but you know they mulliganed well. Oh, I don't have card sleeves. I didn't just notice that. That's how you know this deck is fresh. Okay, let's keep leading on Bomat Courier. Spire of Industry, very cool land. Should mention that. Pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. Activate this only if you control another artifact. Basically, for 1 life, we're going to be able to, you know, make any mana color. Train of thought disappeared there. Opponent playing out the Youthful Valkyrie. That's fine by me. So, yeah, we're gonna go out with everything. No attack. Next turn. I guess we should have attacked with the Bomat Courier, put another card underneath it. There was no reason not to. Definitely a misplay. They pump up their Youthful Valkyrie. Attack. No attack. So activate the ability of Steel Overseer. Everything gets a little bit bigger. I think I am going to do that. Put out the Ginger Brute. Put out the Scrapper. And then we're going to attack with both. Pump, pump. Jeez, look at this board. This is a turn 4 board. You got a Collected Company. There it is. Let's see if it saves you. They're going to need some Skyclave Apparitions and fast. I guess I could have sacked... it didn't matter. Because they just played on our turn. No, I should read the whole card, right? So until your next turn, target player who was dealt combat damage by Hope of Gearfer this turn can't cast non-creature spells. They're going to be able to hit one of our Steel Overseers. If they hit something else, it's going to be a big mistake. Sure. All right. Now, do I want to crack the Bomat Courier? Part of me wants to, looking for the Tempered Steel, and yeah, I think so. Let's do that. We miss. That's fine. Okay, we're attacking. Yep. And then let's make the Ginger Brute unblockable. It was a really nice hit by the opponent. Resplendent Angel and Skyclave. Yeah. Okay. They're down to 4. Now they have to deal with the Ginger Brute, or it's just going to be game over next turn. Okay. I'm actually really not sure how to utilize Hope of Gearfer in an optimized way, because you do have to deal damage to the opponent and then sack it. Yeah, kind of a weird card. Still, 1/1 flyer. Maybe it'll be one that gets replaced later. They do find life gain. Good for them. Alright. Why is the opponent saying oops? Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing something. Nope. They give up. Sweet 3-0 with this deck. It's just tearing through people. Let's keep going. Alright, match number 4 with the Tempered Steel deck. So far it's working out. Just, you know, goldfishing our way through these games and running people over. Yeah, opening hand looks alright. It'd be nice to find a Steel Overseer or Tempered Steel, but you know, all that glitters, making a Ginger Brute a 4/4 potentially could be okay. Currently, I only have 2 Spire of Industries in the deck, and I might want to go up to 4, but that's another 2 rare wild cards that I don't necessarily want to craft. We'll see how much I like the deck after Anthology comes out. Alright. So, what does this mean from the opponent? I don't know. I think I'm going to attack. Okay. Let's get the animation module down. It lands, and yeah, let's throw out a puppet. They want to counter a puppet, they can counter a puppet. Ooh. That's a tricky one. It's not really helping our game plan, but it's going to be recursion, and the opponent might end up having board wipes. I'm not really sure what they're doing, so yeah, I'm going to keep it. I was kind of thinking maybe it's an Azorius deck and they're building up to something. No. This could be a Shark Typhoon. That would be really awkward. Yeah, I don't think I want to attack. Okay, let's just throw out the Scrap Heap Scrounger. Brainstorm, sure. Now I'm not afraid of a shark. So I think I can attack freely now with the Bo1. Memory lapse. Now I can definitely attack. Sure. Let's get the Gingerbread on the field. Let's do it. And you know what? We attack with Pinocchio too. And that Pinocchio is a joke for a friend from elementary school. He used to always call Pinocchio Pinocchio. And I don't know why it's always stuck with me until right now. Alright, what is that? Is that... Okay, well... Maybe some Time Walks. Maybe Behold the Multiverse. Something like that. Well, let's throw this on the Gingerbread. Let's throw down a Bo1 Courier and attack in for quite a bit. Hey opponent, you got to do a lot with blue, blue. Blue, 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 that is. But only blue. So, we'll see. Time Warp, sure. So, nothing like a 5 CMC, draw a card, play a land. I should be a little bit careful with this Bo1 over here going forward. Okay. Maybe we don't get another turn. Maybe this is the... There was a really cool mono blue infinite turns deck that a friend had showed me a little while ago, and it was using the discontinuity card. Okay. So opponent is on their 4th turn. Sure. Well, we might actually not get another turn. That is 3 Alrund's Epiphanies. At least that card exiles itself. Time Warp being a silly boy and not doing that. Okay. Oh, we're getting the good game. Oh, they got the Sanctuary. Well, we're not dead yet. You need another Time Walk, my friend. Oh, no, they don't. They just use that one. What am I saying? First, yeah, I thought we were healthier. All right. Pretty cool. That's how we're going to lose. Apparently, we're going to get locked out of the game. But you can see how close we were. And we had a little bit of a slower start than we did in the first 3. So, not a big deal. Let's go to the next one. All right. I think this is number 5. Hopefully, we don't run into any more infinite time warps. Goodness, just out here trying to, you know, play out honest Gingerbrutes and Scrap Heap Scroungers, and our opponents are taking infinite turns on us, ruining the fun of the game. All right, I don't like seeing snow-covered swamps. Regular swamps are okay, but snow-covered swamps always hurt me. Okay, let's get with the Gingerbrute. I never noticed that the Gingerbrute has a very great little animation when he comes in. He goes, hey, hey. Inquisition taking our Steel Overseer 100% of the time. Sure. And a Dread Wanderer. You got it. Getting in for 2. So we could be in trouble now because of losing that. Yeah, let's play out our Scrapper. We'll play out the Ornithopter as well. Get in for 1 with the old Ginger Brute. And pass it to the opponent. You got it. Ebonite Legion. Pumps up the boy a bit. Sure. Well, let's get in with the Scrap Heap Scrounger. If they want to block it, they can block it. I didn't think so. And we're going to put out a 3/3 Stonecoil Serpent. I think our only hope now is to find a Tempered Steel. Opponent with the 3rd land. Always scary. Wow. Alright. Well, you know what? I think I'm fine giving up a Ginger Brute. What are the conditions on these? If you have 1 or fewer cards, and then if your opponent lost life this turn. Yeah, I'm okay with that. So that prevents the Ebonite Legion from growing and new problems. And we are not finding the card that we need. Oh, I really wish it didn't tap my Inspiring Vantage there. Yeah, the opponent knows it too. Oops. The Auto Tapper, I don't know why it takes preference over the Blink Moth Nexus there. That's a little bit weird. Oh well. So, opponent's getting in. This time, I gotta block. I don't feel good about blocking here, but I don't want to take that much damage. And it's gonna be pretty much Tempered Steel or bust. Oh, the opponent doing so well over there. What do we get? Ornithopter. Alright. Next one. Alright, so got a rebound. We had a really good start, and then it kind of took a little bit of a dive there, the last couple, but we'll bounce back. Gotta find our namesake card, Tempered Steel. I think that's the key to winning. So we'll keep this one. Opponent goes first. Sure. Let's get a Ginger Brute on the field. Alright. This card's just sweet, isn't it? Oh, we find it too. That's super good. So, what is our opponent up to over there? Are we afraid of this untapped mana? Should I be? It's gonna be like a sensor. There's no way it's a sensor, right? Is it just brainstorm? They're hovering over our cards, so maybe they have some kind of removal. Sure. Alright. That's fine. So we get in for 2, and then next turn, hoping they tap out, we can comfortably get this Tempered Steel down. They do. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. So their Opus now is a little bit more awkward. And we're back on the train. All right. Fast, so fast, these games. All right. Next one. Opus too slow to deal with what we were doing. This hand is a little questionable. But I think we keep it. Oh, not black. I think black is probably like the worst matchup for us. simply because of Inquisition of Kozilek. If they, of course, their targets are not super great right now, but if they can, you know, hit our Tempered Steel or Steel Overseer, things get funky. Let's throw out the puppet just because I want to scry here. I like all that glitters, but I think it's too vulnerable in this matchup, assuming that they're going to have adequate removal for us. Yeah. Yeah, this is real bad. Alright, well, let's play out our Bomat Courier and Hope of Girfer. If they want to use the Dreadhorde Arcanist to Inquisition us, they get rid of a Scrap Heap Scrounger, not a big deal. That's their plan. That's fine. That's a lot better than them playing like a Blood Chief's Thirst and then flashing back the Blood Chief's Thirst. Alright, and we get to block with Pinocchio. Oop. Opponent should have a follow-up here. They put Luris in hand. Okie doke. Oh. Tempered Steel is perfect. Just make sure it's paying properly. There it is. Let's go. Let's go. What a draw off the top. Man, this card is so good. I love it. I'm a big Anthems fan. I've always enjoyed them, especially in EDH. What do you got, opponent? Fatal Push. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I was talking about. It kind of gets a little funky when they can Fatal Push and then Dreadhorde Fatal Push again. That's very nice for the opponent. We're also a little pinched on lands. I am playing Aether Hubs over the Spire of Industry, and I think Spire of Industry just overall is going to be a better card in this deck. But we are down to just one energy, so I can use it to bring back one Scrap Heap Scrounger, but only one. What do we find? Useless. Okay, attack for 2, pass to the opponent, and they don't have enough to bring back Kruxa, thankfully, but they can bring Luris out, and then Young Pyromancer. Okay. That's not bad. Got a game. I wonder if they're deciding if they want to Village Write something with the Dreadhorde. Okay, so return to the field, Scrap Heap Scrounger. 5/4, healthy boy. And a Steel Overseer. Not bad, not bad. Well, let's get in with Scrapper. They have a push. That's insulting. Yeah, so I think we lose this game. This is just a bad matchup. If we had more black mana, we'd be in a better position. If these were Spires of Industry, we could keep playing out these Scroungers, but this Fatal Push is going to hit the Steel Overseer. Yeah, make another 1/1. It's going to be very hard for us to get through. So I think we just kind of drew the wrong cards in our deck to deal with this, and the opponent having a Dreadhorde Arcanist on the field that's unopposed is real bad. I should have blocked there. Sorry. Too busy talking. Luris, and we'll see what our draw is here, but I think that's pretty much the nail in our coffin. Yeah. Yeah. It's a Bomat Courier. Okay. Swing with the Bomat Courier. Sure. Oh, opponent putting me to the test. I gotta sack it. It just comes back with the... okay. Well, yeah, that's not gonna help us. Alright. We'll go on to a few more. Alright. I don't know what match it is. I've lost track. 7, maybe? Something like that? Hopefully we don't run into any more Dreadhorde Arcanists that kind of get out of control. Alright, this hand's a little risky. If we do find our third land, though, we'll be in. We'll be off. Hey, there it is. You know what? Let's throw out the Ornithopters. Let's just go for it. Look at the 0-2s. So much dominance right now. Opponent doesn't know what to do. Puts it on top. Not a great sign. Okay. Yeah, we put out a Hope of Gifer. You know what we're doing now. We're attacking for 0. Every single time. Just give Karn a little head rub there. Are they going to kill something? Is that what they're doing here? You got it, opponent. You kill it. Ah, I should have sacked it. I could have prevented one life gain there. Alright, so now this time we're attacking for 6. A little better. Would have been better to, you know, be swinging for 9, but can't have it all. What? You gotta be joking. Okay. So opponent is living his best life. Their best life. Playing the Fracture. This is a card. This is a cool card. It's not terrible. But who's playing this card? And for it to line up so well against our deck. Insulting. This is not how it's gonna go down. Yeah. Good thing is we do have black mana this time. Sure. We attack. I'm always attacking. I gotta threaten. And maybe we're gonna get a little bit cute this turn. Oh, yeah, we're getting a little bit cute. So, Inquisitive Puppet has a little ability. Oh, exile Inquisitive Puppet. Because he becomes a real boy. I was hoping it went to the graveyard and I'd be able to bring out Scrapper, but that's fine. I don't know what the opponent's on. The opponent is just playing Awesome Hate. Animation module is not good enough. It might become good later. You know what? Actually, it might not be that bad. Because we can... No, we need to choose a counter while we're attacking. I love the sound effect when you attack for 0. So its ability 3 tap, choose a counter on target permanent or player, give that permanent another one. So we got to have something to keep it going. So we're in desperate need of a Steel Overseer or the Stone Coil Serpent. Oh, opponent, don't be like that. Okay. Okay, we need another... Not that. Okay, we're gonna slowly beat them down. It's so derpy right now. But if we find a... You know, our big Tempered Steel, we'll be in a good position. 1 to the top makes me nervous. Alright. Hey. Are we going just big? 4 or 5? 4 plus a baby? Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. I should actually maybe... Well, 3 of them are already in the graveyard. What is our opponent doing? I don't get it. Wishclaw Talisman, are you joking? 1, 2, 3, okay. This is not bad, right? They gotta beat us this turn. Or at least stop the Stone Coil Serpent, I should say. 9 lives, you dirty dog. For reals. You think the opponent's proud of themselves? Alright, we attack. Oh, it just stops it like that. Alright. What can you do? One more. Alright, no more of that 9 lives nonsense. 9 lives solemnity. I don't see that very often. Should have known something suspicious was up when our opponent was doing all kinds of weird stuff. We get to go first, but I don't like this hand, so I'm going to throw it away. And, ooh, hand's even worse. I think do I have to keep this? No, I can't keep that. Alright, this might be the end. The animation module is probably not going to be great, and I don't know, I can't imagine the Ornithopter being great. Alright, we get a scry with the puppet. I don't want that. Oi. Not what I wanted to see. Oh, nothing feels worse than an Inquisition when you mull down to 5. They don't have great, these are garbage cards, but still, it feels real bad. All right, sure. Oh, what are you doing on the top? I put you on the bottom. Scrounger's not bad, especially with the Spire of Industry. We get to get in for 1 here. Okay. I don't have a lot of hope, but there is some hope. If this is a Dreadhorde, things... Yeah, Pyromancer's annoying too. Alright, well, we get to attack. We can't attack for 0 right now, unfortunately. Okay. See what we can do. So far, I'm impressed with the deck. It is literally something I just tossed together. I got some advice from a friend, but, we kind of just hobbled the deck together with what I had and what felt right. And I think, it's performing well. There's some tuning that needs to go on. And then again, with the cards that we're getting on the 27th, I'm expecting a lot. Ouch. Okay, well, let's make the Ginger Brute unblockable, and the game is trash. It tapped my Spire of Industry because it didn't want me to pay 1 life. It's my fault. Definitely my fault. Gotta be aware of that, I guess, when you're playing this deck. But it would sure be nice to get that Scrap Heap Scrounger out. Not like it's getting through, but I think our best draw is going to be Tempered Steel. It's always going to be Tempered Steel. That's not Tempered Steel. Okay. Well, go Mr. Gingerbert. And we can play out the Scrap Heap Scrounger, getting rid of the Hope at Gufer on their end step. Little bit of a shame that the Inquisitive Puppet doesn't just go into the graveyard, but I guess thematically it makes sense because, when Pinocchio becomes a real boy, his body doesn't go, it's not laying there on the ground. It changes. It's a nice little situation there. Okay, we're still in business to a Tempered Steel. That's what we want. Okay. Not great. So, doing this the hard way. You saw what I tapped again. Ugh, I'm so annoyed. Yeah. Slow brain. It's getting hot. That's the other thing. How's the weather where you guys are? Man, it was 30 degrees today. Celsius. Sorry if you're a Fahrenheit fella. Yeah, house can't have the fan on when I'm recording, so things get a little toasty. You gotta crank the AC. But so we have an 11 turn clock as it stands. All right, and our 11 turn clock just got a little bit nastier, and we have the extra land to make the Ginger Brute unblockable. You know I'm getting in with the puppets as well. Heck yeah. So our 11 turn clock turned into a 4 turn clock. I'm excited about that. And I don't know if they can get rid of the Tempered Steel very easily. They can certainly get rid of the Ginger Brute. But, oh, that's a desperation move. I think the opponent's avatar is also a little bit more appropriate than mine for our style of deck. Maybe I have to change it. Dreadhorde Arcanist. What do they have in here? They have a Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm. Destroy target. Darn. Alright. So. They do have a Feed the Swarm. Of course, Feed the Swarm is 2, and they're going to have a hard time bringing that out. But besides the point. They can kill one of our puppets, I guess. They don't. Okay. Yeah, nothing really. Maybe Village Rites. Okay. These young pyromancers are going to keep all of our attackers in check. Not nice. Okay. We really needed that brute. But maybe we'll get another one. They do have haste when they come in. Is it gonna try to are they gonna try to kill a puppet? Well, that's not gonna work. I mean, it's gonna work, but we get to get rid of one of these pyromancers. And now we really need an evasive creature. We need cancel. Okay, I can cancel. Wow, you see how it taps my mana? Ugh, terrible. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter. Okay, I was hoping I had more creatures in the graveyard. Okay, we need evasive creature. Yeah, exactly. Alright, go in, Scrap Heap. You can't block, so... Alright, I'm super fine with the Scrap Heap Scrounger taking down 5 of those. I'll play it out. They're gonna Kroxa very soon anyways, and I think this game slipped away from us when we drew our 5th and 6th land. Real shame. Real shame to go down like this. I think these Rakdos decks are just going to be absolutely miserable to go up against if you're playing the Tempered Steel deck. It's just going to be so hard to keep anything on the board, and we're not very good at getting through. Of course, we do have flying. Maybe we need more flying artifact creatures. If like one of these were like Month Nexus, things would be a lot better. Do they have another kill spell? I didn't notice what went into the graveyard. No, Village Rites. Okay. Very cool what the opponent's doing. I guess I put it out. I get rid of this. Okay. Hey, if we're gonna draw a land, that's a land we want to draw. Okay, them being at 6. Actually, 6 is bad. Maybe I shouldn't have attacked there. 5 was better because next turn, if we draw the Tempered Steel, we could put that out, turn on the Blinkmoth Nexus, attack in for 5. So I'm going to be a real sad boy if we end up finding the Blinkmoth Nexus. Although I don't... Are we even going to survive to next turn? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we're dead. If they attack, they don't even have to attack all out. We took 3 damage here. I was so hopeful for no reason. But what can you do? Alright. Everything attacks. I think I will take something down. Pinocchio will have his last stand. He's going to take down a Sedgemoor Witch just out of spite. Yeah, sure. Don't kill Pinocchio. Alright. Oh, I can't menace. Alright, kill Young Pyromancer. They got us into this mess. Why? Why? Alright. I'm having fun. It's a fun deck. That's all that's important. Let's go to a wrap-up. Alright, so the Tempered Steel deck feels cool. We did have some really great wins. When we got the Tempered Steel out and the Steel Overseer on the board, things were getting crazy. We had some huge boards at times. But when we ran into even the slightest amount of interaction from the opponent, things very quickly fell apart. Now, we did get unlucky in some matches, running into that, what is it, Fracture against the Tempered Steel? Come on, who's doing that? Whatever, gotta let it go. Still, we're getting great upgrades with the Homunculus and the Vault Scourge in a couple of days. I've been saying it. Overall, I think these are the cards that are probably the ones that are going to find themselves getting cut the most. Animation Module, really cool in theory. In practice, it just didn't seem to really work out like that. On turn 1, you want to be building up the board. You don't really want to be putting out the Animation Module. Also, it really only interacts with Steel Overseer and Stonecoil Serpent in the deck, so I think it's just not enough to make it viable. Hope of Giafer, same thing. Yeah, it's cool. It's a flyer. It might be in the deck, but I think overall the Homunculus is probably going to be a better 1-drop over this. And then certainly the Vault Scourge already has flying and lifelink. We want that in the air over this. Inquisitive Puppet, there was a couple of games where we had the Puppet out on the board and they were literally doing nothing for the longest time until we got the Tempered Steel, and then the Tempered Steel got destroyed and the Puppet went back to being useless. The Scry is nice, but the Exile alongside with the Scrap Heap Scrounger is a really bad nombo there. You could just let it die, of course, but I don't know. Maybe I should have let it die in that one situation. I can't remember now. And then the Aether Hub probably needs to be upgraded to a Spire of Industry, just because you do need to hit those mana requirements. Of course, the deck, is mostly colorless, but you really do need to hit white, and you do need a lot of black if we do manage to get a lot of creatures in the graveyard, and we need to keep bringing back our Scrap Heap Scrounger in those control matchups. So overall, deck feels very cool, very fun, and interesting. Can't wait to see what it looks like in a couple of days. If you made it to this part of the video, thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.